discussion today, a very small discussion on new education policy, the third gender and lifelong learning. All the three issues are different. Today, our society talks too much about the new education policy 2020 in the newspaper, in video, in WhatsApp, everywhere. In one form or the other, there is a talk on new education policy, or there is some write-up. So something we are aware about the new education policy. वाकिफ हैं हम लोग. लाइफ लॉन्ग लर्निंग हमारे डॉक्टर ममता और कुछ लोगों को छोड़ के रेस्ट ऑफ देम आर फ्रॉम आवर लाइफ लॉन्ग लर्निंग यूनिट. So you all are aware about this lifelong learning aspect, and also something about the third gender. You know, I will begin first with education. Education is the passport to the future. If we go back to what Mahatma Gandhi was telling, that literacy is the beginning of education, but literacy is not the end of education. Education means body, mind and soul. Linking, as per Mahatma Gandhi, linking body, mind and soul. Dr. B.R. Ambedkar, the father of our constitution, he used to talk, education is not books. Education is not only reading. Education is critical thinking. Education is questioning. Education is probing. Education is participation and dialogue. Not simply accepting either by the family or the teacher what they are saying as it is in that form. So critical debating kind of a thing. And today, if we see the new education policy, the new education policy talks about the same thing. Other day, I was reading Professor Dinesh Singh, who piloted the 4-year program. He was also telling that a critical thinking or participation of the learners is the basic motto of critical thinking and educational participation in the education. New education policy, when we discuss, I just saw what our Honorable Prime Minister said. He said, it is the new education policy which will fulfill the 21st century aspirations of the youth. It will develop a kind of a critical thinking sort of a thing, and the students or learner will not be the job seeker, but the job creator. How it will happen? He must have some vision. The Prime Minister must have vision about that, about the kind of a thing. And when I go back to lifelong learning, I was questioning myself why I have added a lifelong learning with the new education policy. The answer came. It is those lifelong professionals or learners who basically talks from the beginning to end about the multidisciplinary. We are multidisciplinary institution, department, and globally. So here in 21st century, the new education policy is just in tune of what we are talking in lifelong learning, where people or the students from sciences, humanities, and social sciences are coming together to be a lifelong professionals and having a hands-on experience on a kind of a different learning processes. And it is we as a lifelong learning, when we start, what is the boundary of education? It is completely open. It may be physical education, it may be political science, it may be history, it may be sports, it may be yoga, it may be music. Anything you incorporate, it becomes the component of lifelong learning. You may add experience, you may add community learning, whatever you add, kind of a thing, it comes under the purview, under the domain of lifelong learner or the lifelong professional. So here in the 21st century, the new education policy coming just after 34 years, that is certainly fulfilling or in the tune of what we are talking as a lifelong learner. So as a lifelong professional, we are certainly very happy that we are going to fulfill, or we are going to be in the front runner of the new education policy if we truly plan and try to execute. And this is why lifelong learning, I have also a third component that I have added, that is the third gender. The third gender, we were talking from ancient India, we talk about the transgender in any form or the other. We have a different kind of a names. We may call it kinner, we may call it eunuch, we may call it whatever the names we have. We have hundreds of names in the different parts of that, the terminology, hijra, whatever we call them. After the Nalsa judgment of 2014, the Supreme Court, the third gender has also become the first in the front of the discussion of the entire educational system. This is why we try to merge all the components. So the agenda of today was not to critically analyze the whole gamut of the new education policy 2020, but the idea was to see the three components merging together of lifelong learning, the third gender, and the new education policy. The two or three things that also becomes very important critically, that we all know that after independence we have Kothari Commission. Historically 1964-66, the Kothari Commission talks about the formal system, non-formal system, informal system, science education, using technology, all kind of a things. But that was not the education policy. Our first education policy came in 1968, and 68 policy also talks about different kind of agricultural education, education of the industry, science education, women's education, all aspects of education issue was covered under 1968 policy. After that, we had 1986, that we called it a new education policy in 1986 policy, and that was a fine tune where the technology was also added, where the entire aspect of education was incorporated in that education policy with certain modifications in 1992, the past education policy. So just after 1986 or certain modification, the new education policy has come, and we try to see the new education policy in the 21st century during the COVID-19, when we all are quarantined in home or whatever the places. We are trying to analyze by differently participating, maybe in the webinar or other places, that how our new education policy is discussing or giving the different paradigm of education. Again, coming back to what you call the third gender. When I talk about the third gender or the transgender, where something a bit I would be like to talk in the context of the policy. Why? Because while we were discussing this transgender policy in our unit in University of Delhi, the unit called Transgender Resource Center, in that we became sometime thrilled to see that our education policy, for the first time discussed, incorporated the term transgender, which we tried to see in the past policy in 1968 or 1986 or modification in 1992. We could not marginalize was there, deprived shabd was there, but the term transgender was not visible in our education policy. So it is a welcoming step that this component is added in the new education policy. And before that, most of you are aware that before the new education policy is announced, our unit is working, Nitish, Dr. Viresh, Akanksha, Vishal, all are working on Transgender Act 2019. We also participated in Transgender Act, which was passed by Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha, rather by Parliament in 2019. It become 2020. It become, in fact, the act now. This act discusses about the various aspects of transgender, and some component of transgender, aspect were also covered in the new education policy. While sitting in our transgender resource center room in University of Delhi, in a small cabin, since 3 or 4 years, the question came from the media side always, sir, how many transgender are admitted in colleges? Sir, how many transgender are admitted in the university? What is the figure? कितने लोग हैं? कहाँ हैं? क्या है? And since 3 years, we were trying to answer our unit, sometime asking Nitish, sometime asking Vishal, Akanksha, कि बताओ क्या फिगर है, कैसे है, and justifying. Sometime they were telling, asking question also, कि सर आप इतने सालों से कोशिश कर रहे हैं, ट्रांसजेंडर फॉर्मल एजुकेशन सिस्टम में क्यों नहीं एंटर हो रहे हैं? They are admitting in, some of them are admitting in SOL, in the correspondence and continuing education. Some are there in Indira Gandhi Open University with some evidence. लेकिन formal education system में why they are not there? Why they are not being admitted? This question, and our unit tried to answer the question, But when I see the government's initiative of Transgender Act 2019 and new education policy, we call it 2020, the answer already came. There is no need to answer to our unit. Why it is that? I again go back to what the education policy said, that it has given more emphasis on making the background of the child. In fact, unless there is a better child education or foundation, you cannot have the higher education, you cannot have the college or university education that we wish. I go back again to talk to Mahatma Gandhi and Dr. B.R. Ambedkar and Rabindranath Tagore. Our all educationist reformers were talking since long that our education system is a rote learning and it needs a holistic change, completely change. When we talk about the education system, what becomes the important? The system is curricula, syllabus. They try to change syllabus, content and curriculum. It is the intent that the content and curriculum, which earlier came in form of choice-based credit system, now again it will be changed and student learner oriented with credit, academic credit, or they call it somewhere what you call academic credit will be there, and the learner's choice will be given the preference, that component. And here also we were not thinking that we will be discussing so much with you, so much with us by webinar and by media, by ICT, by technology. We were always talking about the seminar kind of a thing, but we all are trying to accommodate ourselves. We all are trying to adjust ourselves in such a manner that wherever you are linked, we are trying to participate in that kind of a thing. So this is a delivery. So delivery of the pedagogical delivery of the child or the andragogical delivery of the adult, delivery also become important. Otherwise, what it was taught, that in the classroom we were criticized chalk and talk method. When the 4 year started, so they were talking कि भाई ये नहीं चलेगा कि teacher coming having the notes with them, Purana notes है, and chalk and talk method, writing something on the blackboard and then talking, the chalk and talk method. So maybe that COVID-19 or maybe that new education policy will more adding vigorously the component of this ICT in the delivery, in the andragogy and pedagogy kind of a thing, and in our delivery mode, learners will have now the more choices. So that component are being taken care by our policy. The third issue will be what you call the third aspect is evaluation. And evaluation, we call it a rote learning. कि भाई सर क्लास तो हो गई, 5 सवाल कौन से इंपॉर्टेंट है, टॉक अबाउट द 5 क्वेश्चन, 10 क्वेश्चन सर बता दीजिए 5 वो. तो दैट काइंड ऑफ ए rote learning in our system, how to change that kind of a things. So maybe that evaluation will also change. And when in the new education policy we talk for the child the foundational level, 5 plus 3 plus 3 plus 4, and they talk about the 5 years foundation. The draft education policy, when we were discussing, they were talking about the foundational aspect, and we discussed that in college and university we cannot do the radical change unless there is a background of the child at the foundation level. Again, coming back to our third component of the third gender, the third gender, even after the introduction of right to education in 2019, however, the right to education was already there in our constitution as a what you call directive principles of state policy. But later on in 2009, it became the fundamental right. Now, right to education is a fundamental right, and here in 2020, we are trying to again increase the base by adding the foundation level and then checking the learners by 5 plus 3 plus 3 and 4 mode of things, that 3 times they will be a different kind of a modality of evaluation of the child, and everything for their sports, for their recreation, for the music, some kind of credit will be there, and differently foundation will be added. But what component I was talking now? I was talking that United Nations Convention on Right to Child of 1959, and more broadly United Nations Convention of 1992, Right to Child, which our lifelong learning also organized the program on right to childhood at a national level. Why we are talking about the right to childhood? Because the United Nations in 1992 in their rights talked lot many rights of the child: education, health, music, recreation, rights against sexual exploitation, right against stigma discrimination. India also ratified that United Nations Convention of Right to Child. After that, you have our own constitution. We have education of the child in the age group of 6 to 14 first as the directive principles of state policy, then fundamental right. In spite of that, the marginalized population, the third gender, did not find mention in the education policy or right to education book which we scanned at the various level. Once we talk about right to education, it is not right to education of the elite only. The proletariat or the deprived section also need to be incorporated. And the education policy talks how gradually in course of time we have the 100% enrollment and checking about the dropout rates. But since then there was no incorporation neither in the syllabus nor in our curriculum about the aspects of third gender kind of a thing. What is happening that whatever the rough figure of 55,000 children, what you call the transgender children, or approximately 5 lakh transgender. 5 lakhs is a rough figure of 2011, where the community says that we did not participate in the census or the enumeration. So this figure cannot be taken in totality. So it's just for a reference point of view of 2011. They did not find the mention. Our new education policy talks about transgender. The Transgender Act talks about the incorporation of education and health, recreation, all the components in the policy. They talked about that how through the advocacy, which we are already doing, our unit is already doing advocacy with the principal, advocacy with the teachers, advocacy with the administrators and all the units of the school, making the school environment transgender friendly, their common room, their hostels, and every kind of a thing. So far, we have also gone on the research, and we have seen our unit has just on a sample of 150, where our researchers and we have participated in the something about the transgender, about the third gender, but so far we have not admitted. Now you look, if they have not admitted transgender, at their level, how higher education at the university college will admit. And when we try to discuss with our 11, 12-year children in the school, in the government school, sir kya baat karenge, and today we will be talking about transgender. To them they were talking, they were not, it seems like they are not very happy or laughing ki bhai pata nahi kya baat karne wale hain. So that means not comfortable with transgender. Such things are being taken care in our education policy, and also they talks about a separate fund, gender inclusive fund, gender inclusive fund of the new education policy will look about the women component, about the deprived, including the transgender, for their washroom, for their other facility, including the vocational opportunity, vocational courses, giving them transgender skills through them, and also what we added, the advocacy, the components of advocacy, where we will be comfortable to add them through the new education policy. So what we wanted to say, a new term, we also is not a new term, we all are aware. The first unit of education is family. Who is the first teacher? It is the mother. But so far as transgender is concerned, we all are aware that just after the birth of the third gender or something gender deviation from male and female, the child is thrown out of the family. Child is thrown out of the community. Child is thrown out of the society. A child whom we are talking about the 1959 or 1992 Act, whom we are talking about the fundamental rights of education in the age group of 46 to 14, look, they are away from the family. They are away from the society. So, for them, who is the first teacher? They they face stigma, they face all kinds of physical, sexual, all kind of exploitation, and they are at the mercy of maybe somebody somewhere, maybe gurus or some other kind of a things in the society. Anyhow, they are surviving. Now, anyhow they were surviving, then how they will be incorporated in our system? So what is required? The entire overwhelming of the policy of the education system, where they first get entry in the family, and it is the family where the children is given their parenting rights. Child, when the parents are there, and the child also get their राइट टू चाइल्डहुड, रोने का, हंसने का, गाने का, खाने का, स्पोर्ट्स का जो राइट्स हमें मेल फीमेल को मिलता है, ये थर्ड जेंडर दे आल्सो गेट that kind of, unless they get back, talking about them the vocational education, talking about them the higher education, technical education is all meaningless. The first and foremost, and it is a very welcoming step. I highly welcome this step of the new education policy, that during the COVID phase itself, the very two important components came by the government. First, Transgender Act 2019, where a comprehensive kind of a thing is there. We are working out of that detail. I think there is no time, so I will not talk on the detail aspect. And for the first time, incorporating this new education policy, the component of the third gender kind of a thing, you see, and giving a entire advocacy format sort of things in the new education policy. Now, in the last 1 or 2 minutes, I will be talking, then maybe some interaction might take place. That you see, lifelong learning has a entire gamut of the things where we discuss or interact, or we can have the incubation center of the third gender. Maybe our University of Delhi, which is also a center for excellence out of the 10 government institutions, may start for the third gender an incubation center, which is asked by the government that how many incubation center are there. So one of the thing that we can have this, that for the transgender where we are giving, and this is why we have lot many researches, we have lot many publication, and Vishal is working completely on what I talked about their integration, their incorporation in the school education system, where we are going, or where we will have the foundation kind of a thing. So, and meeting there the third genders, the right to childhood, right to parenting, and giving them integration in the family is our agenda. So on the one hand, the policy set of thing is there, a legal set of there, a framework is there in form of new education policy, but it is not the framework, it is not the legal kind of a thing that only will work it out. What we require is a sound foundation. What we require is the participation of all stakeholders in the new education policy discussion format and implementation. It is in our country what is required for this policy or for all policy is about their really what you call implementation. And implementation, as I understand, you will vouch for, agree, that it is not only the government's work, it is we all stakeholders, educationals, lifelong learning professionals, planners, all stakeholders of the society, the community, all have to participate and come together to realize the need and realize the message of the education. It is the education which will certainly make us the real guru, which we were there in the past. We were claiming that past we will be able to do, we will be able to possible only when we will revamp our entire education system. And the beginning or the light or the torch shown by the government, we will certainly critically implement it with the help of all the stakeholders. And under that we'll see that even our third gender who are currently in the darkness, who are in the passive role, they do not participate as per the Paulo Freire. They are living in the culture of silence. How their culture of silence will be broken, and they will be part and parcel of our 21st century nation building process. Only then we will be the guru, and we will be the part of entire global process. And maybe this will help in making India, making our education system in first 100 or first 200, where we will have the very active role at all the level, as a teacher, as a researcher, kind of a thing. So I will just speak up to this level, and I would like to have some intervention, some to be something maybe in terms of your input, maybe your question or whatever you would like to say. So I would like to cut short here, the kind of a thing. Thank you. Anybody would like to say anything? I hope I was audible.
Yes, sir. Rajesh, sir. Thank you so much. Good evening, Parinita this side.
Yeah.
Yes,
Please.
sir. Sir, thank you so much for giving us information. Yes, sir. Sir, I just have a question related to what you talked about. So, sir, what are the major challenges that you foresee, when we are trying to integrate social institutions and involving everybody, to basically realize the acceptance of the third gender?
A very important issue you have raised, very important kind of a thing. And we always face that whenever we go to the society and community, so far as the third gender you highlighted for, we face the first and foremost thing is required, that from margin to mainstream. We are also editing one book in which I am adding a one component of from margin to mainstream. Currently, they are on margin. We see few leaders of transgender. We can quote 1 to 10. Some we can quote, but most of them are on the margin or periphery in the culture of silence. And whenever we talk to the educationist, also I talk to university system, the university authorities, सर किनकी बात कर रहे, वो तो दिखाई नहीं देते, वो एजुकेशन सिस्टम में नहीं है. तो I used to say कि फर्स्ट उनके लिए इनेबलिंग इन्वायरमेंट कर, हम अपने जब मकान बनाते हैं तो हम हर फैसिलिटीज वॉशरूम से लेके पहले रखते हैं. हम ये नहीं सोचते हैं कि इसमें कितने यूजर होंगे कि नहीं होंगे. तो जब उसका हम फाउंडेशन एंड बिल्डिंग बनती है तो वी हैव द प्रोविजंस. But our society does not have the so far provisions. They will have the hostel, they will have the washroom, they will have the sports kind of a thing, they will have the other recreational facility. So हमें सबसे पहले तो we'll have to change our mindset, our orientation, and gradually through the advocacy that the new education policy Parinita also talking about, the orientation of the various stakeholders. We also go to the colleges, to the different colleges. Madam is there from Bhagni, Nivedita, Mani is there from his college. So going to them, discussing with their faculty members, discussing with their students. I would just like to know, Parinita, you must be knowing that in 2012 and 15, when I was the head of department here, when I started interacting, and the first time transgender started in entering in the university, they were not allowed to enter. Some of you know Amrita, who is a very enlightened transgender from Calcutta. She participates also. But when she comes to my discussion in the university, my scholar said कि वो फोन करके बताते हैं कभी नीतीश को, कभी आकांक्षा को, कभी विशाल को कि थोड़ा गेट पे आप खड़े रहना, थोड़ा बता देना। क्यों? क्योंकि she might get difficulty in entering. If other male and female are not getting difficulty in entering, why any third gender or why any marginalized person gets difficulty in entering to school, colleges and university? Why? Because it is the society. University or college is not the property of a student and teacher, vice chancellor or principal. It is the property of the society. We are getting the taxpayers' money in terms of salary and other resources. The society has a right to societal audit of the teachers and everything. And we should be ready for the societal auditive kind of a thing. So entering any person in the university college, they should be allowed. University college schools are not the ivory tower which is closed or only for the particular person. A kind of a societal audit is required. Involvement of all stakeholder is required, Parinita, in this endeavor. Yeah, that is what I wanted to say.
Yes, sir. Thank you so much, sir.
Good evening, sir. Sir, Sia Bihari.
Good evening, friends.
हाँ सिया।
Yes, sir. सर मैं जानना चाहता हूं कि सर जैसे न्यू एजुकेशन पॉलिसी में दिया हुआ है कि जैसे आप बात करते हैं क्लास में कि क्यों ना हम जो पहले से रिसोर्सेज हमारे पास जैसे कि स्कूल बिल्डिंग है, कॉलेज की बिल्डिंग है, तो हम उसको यूज करें एडल्ट एजुकेशन, मतलब जो एडल्ट एजुकेटर है उनके लिए। तो क्या सर हम ट्रांसजेंडर जो पहले से मतलब जिनको जरूरत है, जो पढ़ना चाहते हैं, उनको बेसिक एजुकेशन सिस्टम देने के लिए, क्या हम इनमें से कुछ रिसोर्सेज उनके लिए फिक्स नहीं कर सकते हैं क्या? मतलब ऐसा कोई चर्चा किया गया है क्या एजुकेशन पॉलिसी में? जो मैं स्टार्टिंग में पढ़ रहा था तो उसमें इस तरीके की बातें थी, बट मुझे ट्रांसजेंडर से रिलेटेड ऐसा कुछ नहीं मिला कि उनके लिए इस तरीके कुछ अलग से, मतलब ऐसा कुछ नहीं था। मैं ये
देखो, ट्रांसजेंडर का न्यू एजुकेशन पॉलिसी में मेंशन है। कई अच्छा जो पॉलिसीज होते हैं उसमें मेंशन कितना है ये है, दैट काइंड ऑफ ए डिबेट इज देयर। लेकिन उनके स्कूल लेवल के इंटीग्रेशन पर, जो जेंडर फंड है उसमें उनकी यूटिलाइजेशन पर, स्पोर्ट्स पर, ये सारी चीज उसमें ड्राफ्ट में भी और फाइनल में भी इनकॉर्पोरेट किया गया है। उनके ओरिएंटेशन का ये कंपोनेंट दिया गया है, दैट इज देयर। लेकिन उसमें कितना मेंशन्ड है, देखो जब हम ड्राफ्ट एक्ट की भी बात करते हैं तो समटाइम्स नीतीश और समबडी कि सर इसमें पूरा डिटेल नहीं दिया। जो लीगल फ्रेमवर्क है वो थोड़ा हिंट होता है, जब हम उसका इंटरप्रिटेशन करते हैं पॉलिसी लेवल पर और जब उनका व्हाट यू कॉल इम्प्लीमेंटेशन होता है तब वो चीजें उस लेवल पर आती है और आगे बढ़ती है। तो व्हाट इज रिक्वायर्ड जो तुम कहते हो सिया, और मैं यूज्ड टू सी, मेरी नजर में एजुकेशनल इंस्टीट्यूशंस, स्कूल, कॉलेजेस एंड यूनिवर्सिटीज में कभी लॉक नहीं लगना चाहिए। मैं अभी कोविड-19 की बात नहीं करता हूँ। दे शुड फंक्शन लाइक द हॉस्पिटल्स। व्हाई? Because they are the public property, and it is not only we who are doing education of graduation, MA, MPhil or PhD. It should be open. It should be open for 90% plus unorganized deprived sections also. They used to get their time should be fixed, and the public money, the public property or the resources should be available for. So we must draft the programs for them also. They or other deprived section, they should have a short term, long term courses, diploma, online, offline courses, and we should do, other professionals should allow to enter, and the educational institution should be open for long time, and it is not there that after 4 or 5 hours आप लॉक लगा दो। प्रॉपर्टी का, करोड़ों अरबों की प्रॉपर्टी का वो सही यूटिलाइजेशन नहीं हो। We will have to utilize these public properties for entire, society kind of a thing, especially for third gender or other deprived section। जो भी उनकी requirement है, जो भी उनकी लर्निंग है, उस तरह की लर्निंग को प्रोवाइड करने के लिए हमें मॉडल लाना। और जब हम वो मॉडल लाएंगे तो सर्टेनली हमें गवर्नमेंट भी इस चीजों में स्किल में, वोकेशनल अपॉर्चुनिटी में उनको वी हैव टू कम इट आउट कि हम अपनी सिर्फ बात नहीं करते, वी डू नॉट टॉक अबाउट आवर कंटेंट एंड करिकुलम of our salary and other components. We also talk about the society at large, because the entire population, including the third gender, transgender, they are also entitled to get entry. They are also entitled to get learning, vocational opportunity and other skill opportunity through these educational institutions. So these boundaries should be completely open for them. Yeah.
यस सर। सर उसमें कुछ ऐसी भी बात की गई है कि जैसे जो प्राइवेट टीचर्स होते हैं उनका भी रोल होगा, और अगर वो अपना रोल सही तरीके से प्ले करेंगे तो उन्हें भी अलग तरीके से, मतलब अलग क्राइटेरिया होगा, उसके तहत उनको भी अवार्ड दिया जाएगा या फिर उनको प्रेरित किया जाएगा आगे के लिए। तो क्या उनका कैसे रोल हो सकता है थर्ड जेंडर के लिए, मतलब वो कैसे, मतलब जैसे कि हमारे कुछ स्कॉलर्स हैं यहाँ पे जो इस साइड पे काम कर रहे हैं, इन चीजों में काम कर रहे हैं, तो क्या ये लोग इनफॉर्मल वे में कुछ लोगों को ट्रेन कर सकते हैं अपने साथ साथ, जो उनका साथ भी दे और साथ ही दूसरे लोगों को टीच कर पाए। जैसे कि बहुत सारे प्राइवेट टीचर्स होते हैं या ट्यूशन टीचर्स होते हैं, वो पढ़ाते हैं, लेकिन थर्ड जेंडर के केस में मुझे नहीं लगता ऐसा कोई प्राइवेट टीचर या ट्यूशन टीचर हैं जो स्पेशली जाके उनको एजुकेट करते हो, क्योंकि हम सोसाइटी के उस चीजों में फंसे रहते हैं और हमें लगता है नहीं यार हम शायद इनको नहीं पढ़ा सकते या इस तरीके के कुछ। तो क्या हम ऐसा कोई, मतलब हमारे रिसर्चर कुछ इस तरीके के लोग प्रिपेयर कर सकते हैं जो उनको टीच करे, उनको प्राइवेट ट्यूशंस दे सकें, ऐसा कुछ मेरे दिमाग में।
जब हमने एक्सपेरिमेंट 2012-15 में किया था, डॉक्टर वीरेश इनको भी पता होगा या आप में से कुछ को भी पता होगा, तो हमने क्या किया कि भाई हमारा जो रिस्पांस था, मान लो मास्टर डिग्री का एमफिल जो तो डायरेक्ट पीएचडी होगा, एमफिल नहीं होगा। एमफिल पीएचडी के जो स्टूडेंट्स हैं ये तो फॉर्मल रिस्पांस है। फिर हमें समझ में व्हाट इज आवर रिस्पांस टू नॉन फॉर्मल एंड इनफॉर्मल, क्योंकि एजुकेशनल लाइफ लॉन्ग लर्निंग इज नॉट मीन फॉर कि हम कुछ एमफिल 2-4 घंटे करें एंड देन इट इज ओवर, ऐसा नहीं था। तो एक कंसेप्ट आया और वो कंसेप्ट दैट बिकम वेरी पॉपुलर एट दैट टाइम, डॉक्टर वीरेश जस्ट रिमेम्बर कि हमने क्या किया कि कम्युनिटी लर्निंग सेंटर्स खोला, और हमने कहा कि चूंकि हमारे लिमिटेशंस होंगे इसलिए एक्सपेरिमेंटल बेसिस पर हम वनरेबल पॉपुलेशन के खोलते, और वो हमने जो है जीबी रोड पर सेक्स वर्कर्स का खोला, जहां लगातार जाते रहे। मैं भी गया, आप में से कुछ गए, डॉक्टर वीरेश कई बार गए। तो हम लोग वहाँ सेक्स वर्कर के साथ जुड़े, और हम ही नहीं जुड़े, काफी डेलीगेशंस भी वहाँ गई, जर्मनी के काउंसलिंग गाइडेंस के स्टूडेंट गए, उनके पेरेंट्स गए, और फिर उनकी अलग अलग रिक्वायरमेंट। उसी तरह से एल्डरली पॉपुलेशन का हम लोग ने स्टार्ट किया, डॉक्टर वीरेश ने पीएचडी उसके ऊपर किया है। इसके अलावा हमने ट्रांसजेंडर का एक सेंटर जो जहांगीरपुरी में, कई बार वहां भी गए हम लोग, नीतीश भी गए और भी कई लोग गए, यहाँ पर जहांगीरपुरी में एक सेंटर है। तो हमने सोचा कि ये जो ट्रांसजेंडर रिसोर्स सेंटर है, कम्युनिटी लर्निंग सेंटर है, ये वनरेबल पॉपुलेशन के ऊपर, सेक्स वर्कर के ऊपर, एल्डरली पॉपुलेशन के ऊपर, ट्रांसजेंडर के ऊपर होंगे, जहां पर सिर्फ लाइफ लॉन्ग लर्निंग के भी नहीं जाएंगे। मैं सिया प्यारी बड़ी क्विकली मैं कहूँ कि एज ए लाइफ लॉन्ग एडल्ट एजुकेशन प्रोफेशनल जब 1982 और इससे आया, तो हम उसको समझने में, कंसेप्चुअलाइज करने में भी फेल हो गए। क्या फेल हो गए? ये नहीं कहा था कि हम जो एडल्ट एजुकेशन के 2, 4, 5 लोग हैं या अपने उसके स्टूडेंट हैं, सिर्फ वही, हमें उन्होंने कहा था यू विल बी द नोडल एजेंसी, यूजीसी ने जो बनाया था, और थ्रू नोडल एजेंसी यू विल सी टू इट that the entire university system will come in the extension and community, will be involved in the community and outreach, maybe computer science, maybe mathematics, maybe physics, maybe you will be the nodal person, you will be the leader for engaging them। लेकिन हमने क्या शुरू किया कि हमने मान लो थोड़ा सा प्रोग्राम 2 कर दिया, इनका 3 कर दिया, उसका बस फोटोग्राफ्स और एविडेंस लेकर के लिया। तो हम एक प्रॉपर डाटा बेस पूरा जमा यूनिवर्सिटी सिस्टम का नहीं कर पाए बाय इन्वॉल्विंग। जब हमने कम्युनिटी लर्निंग सेंटर किया, एंड आई वुड रिकॉल, आई विल हैव द कॉपी, होंगे डॉक्टर वीरेश ने, तो टाइम्स ऑफ इंडिया published a very big story on that. Next day I received a call from the then Vice Chancellor Dinesh Singh। यार मैंने इसको 2 बार पढ़ा लेकिन बहुत कुछ क्लियर नहीं है। तो थोड़ा एक बार आके मुझे समझाना कि तुम इसमें क्या कहना चाहते हो, फ्रॉम एजुकेशन टू रिसर्च, रिसर्च टू एजुकेशन, कम्युनिटी लर्निंग। तो वही सिया बिहारी जो तुम कह रहे हो कि भाई टीचर का मतलब ये नहीं है। हमारे डॉक्टर वीरेश हैं, हमारे डॉक्टर मिश्रा है, कई इस तरह के लोग हैं, कई प्रोफेशनल्स हैं जो हमारे यहाँ या यूनिवर्सिटी सिस्टम में आते हैं, जो वो कहते हैं व्हाट इज आवर रोल। तो रोल का मतलब ये नहीं होता कि हम जो पे रोल में यूनिवर्सिटी सिस्टम में है या जो जो इनरोल स्टूडेंट है सिर्फ उन्हीं का रोल। इनफैक्ट हम यूनिवर्सिटी, कॉलेज, एजुकेशनल इंस्टीट्यूशन के कंसेप्ट को ही नहीं समझ पाते हैं, जिसको थोड़ा सा ये 2020 ये लगता है इन्हें हमारी प्रॉपर्टी है, हमारा कम, हमारा क्या है। और तभी इसीलिए हमें लगता है कि नहीं नहीं, हम उससे एक व्यक्तिगत रूप से अटैच होने की कोशिश करते हैं, जैसे कि हमारा ये पर्सनल घर हो। एजुकेशनल इंस्टीट्यूशन एक पब्लिक प्रॉपर्टी के रूप में एनी प्रोफेशनल्स, एनी स्टूडेंट, एनीबॉडी, एनी पार्ट एंड पार्सल ऑफ द सोसाइटी, वो अपनी मेरिट, अपनी प्रोफेशनलिटी के अनुसार उनको जुड़ने का, उनको इनपुट देने का, उसकी मॉडलिटीज क्या हो, वो ये न्यू एजुकेशन पॉलिसी इसकी बात करता है। उनको प्रोफेसर दिनेश सिंह यूज्ड टू से कि भाई ये बताएं कि भाई आप मैथमेटिक्स को कैसे, जैसे आप जोड़ोगे मैथमेटिक्स का एक्सटेंशन और कम्युनिटी आउटरीच में क्या, इस पर मॉड्यूल तैयार करना, इस पर ड्राफ्ट तैयार करना कि भाई उनको ट्रांसजेंडर के साथ, थर्ड जेंडर के साथ, फिजिक्स वाले, केमिस्ट्री वाले कैसे जुड़ेंगे, कैसे वो आउटरीच करेंगे, ये एक वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट कंपोनेंट था। तो हमारा क्या होता था, वही एक्सटेंशन और कम्युनिटी आउटरीच उनके जो रोल है उनको हमें ज्यादा से ज्यादा करना था, जो हमें मॉडल बना। देखो, एवरीथिंग वी शुड नॉट एक्सपेक्ट फ्रॉम द गवर्नमेंट इटसेल्फ। कुछ मॉडल अपना लेके आना, जैसे फॉर एग्जांपल आप देखो, हम ज्यादा तो नहीं कर पाए, लेकिन जब हम ये जर्मन मॉडल लेकर के आए तो न सिर्फ नहीं भी विजिट करने वाले और करने वाले भी विंटर स्कूल के एक्सपोजर से लाइफ लॉन्ग लर्निंग प्रोफेशनल्स का एक हमारा बड़ा कैडर ग्लोबल रूप से बना, नेशनल रूप से बना और ये बनता ही रहेगा। तो इसके माध्यम से यह हमारे डॉक्टर वीरेश हैं, एज पार्ट ऑफ द रिसर्च, ये पाकिस्तान अपने कॉस्ट पे गए, विजिट करके वहां से आए, एल्डरली पॉपुलेशन की स्थिति को लाहौर में जा एट हिज ओन कॉस्ट। It was a first interdisciplinary kind of a cross country visit kind of a thing जो अपना लाइफ लॉन्ग लर्निंग प्रोफेशनल्स के रूप में हुआ था। उस समय हमारा किसी के साथ MOU नहीं था, वो किया था। तो देन he had the experience कि लाहौर में एल्डरली पॉपुलेशन स्किल और वोकेशनल और एजुकेशन के लिए कैसे करते हैं इंडिया वाला, तो सारा, तो ये सारे जो एक्सपीरियंस है थर्ड जेंडर के लिए सिया, उसको भी जोड़ने की और इनकॉर्पोरेट करने की बात है, जिसके लिए हमें जो यूनिवर्सिटी सिस्टम है इसके लॉक को हटा देना पड़ेगा परमानेंटली, और बाउंड्री वाल को गवर्नमेंट, दैट इज व्हाट द न्यू एजुकेशन पॉलिसी इज हिंटिंग। एंड इसी लाइट में इट इज ए वेरी वेलकमिंग step of the government of India to have the new component of adding and opening the boundary for the entire globe sort of things. Yeah.
Thank you so much, sir.
Good evening, friends. Good evening, sir.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm really to participate in this enlightening discussions. I'm really finding myself lucky today. So I'll put my things in very brief, and then we can have more participants can share their views on that. First of all, I take the opportunity to welcome this this new education policy, because it have components of transgender. I think it's the first time when education policy have incorporated the components for the transgender, the third gender. And I see that as sir also told, that the policy is just a vision. Now we need to have implementation of the policy, and focused in a focused way. The policy very much tells about the advocacy, things which needs to be done for the third gender, the education, and moreover it talks about the recreation also. As we all know that, okay, we all are coming to the university system, so we also need recreation. Why not the third gender? So it talks about the recreation, it talks about the infrastructure. They must have a separate room for them where they can sit and discuss. They can have a separate washroom at least. And the policy talks about the gender inclusive fund, as I told, and it is very important, because if there were no funds, then how the infrastructure would be created? And from education, recreation, then it comes to vocational skills. So that gives a holistic purview of third gender issues in the act. We talking about the new education policy. I want to take the opportunity to remember the FIUP program, which was introduced in 2013 by the then Honorable Vice Chancellor of Delhi University, Professor Dinesh Singh. And when I saw the new education policy, many of the components of that time new just a minute, I need to keep it on charge. Just hold on. Oh yeah, it showed sorry for the interruption. It just showed that it's low battery. Yeah. So at that time na, lot of innovations which was there in the FIUP program, and this I saw in this new education policy. Why I talked about this FIUP program? That time the department and the whole fraternity, after consultations with the university system and various academicians, we all tried to make, we were tried to incorporate adult education subjects and components in the various FIUP in various FIUP courses in various colleges, and somehow we were successful also. But that time, as the FIUP program was rolled back, so now, sir, we need to chalk out that how can we try to again incorporate the components of our lifelong learning and elder education in undergraduate programs, in undergraduate courses, so that it can be a more depth vision and scope for the lifelong learning professionals. Now just I'll take some more minutes. So no like uh, and that time 2013 only, when the FIUP program was introduced in the university system, that time only we all talked about transgender resource center in the university system. And you would, many of you must be knowing about the Antar Dhwani program, which was from 14 then 15 16 in the tenure of the Honorable Vice Chancellor Dinesh Singh. In 2015, a transgender got the opportunity through our department, through Professor Rajesh, and through the whole department, got opportunity to demonstrate their skills, to demonstrate their vocational skills in front of all the colleges and departments and all the evaluation team also, and they were very much appreciated. Media covered it, they showed their Mehndi program, otherwise also. So this education policy is actually not only talking about the education of the transgender, but also the to enrich the vocational skills also, and that we all were involved in 15 and likewise also. And then after that Antar Dhwani program, the brainchild of Professor Rajesh, which is Transgender Resource Center, that came into being, and we all know that he offered his cabin also for the this TRC program, and it started. And Transgender Resource Center, I don't know how this message has been conveyed to all the community members, I think, like the transgender persons, that this is a one-stop solution for all the academic and anything they need to be facilitated to pursue their academic programs in the university, outside the university, because IGNOU is offering some kind of free concessions, other. So we all are with the transgender resource centers coordinating everything. So that way, and Professor Rajesh very well told about the incubation center. So see how we are look from Tanda Resource Center working from to the 2013 and 2015 1920, then TRC, and it going to incubation center, because the UGC and the central government also asking how many incubation center do you have for the transgender community. And finally, the like you all and Sia and everybody was discussing, this is just a vision. This education policy or any policy which is being and introduced is just a vision. Now it's up to we and up to the academic fraternity, that how we used to totally how to implement and how to take it forward. So these things I wanted to say, and very much thank you to the organizing team who took pains to organize such a meaningful and need of the hour webinar today. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Viresh. In fact, Nitish created the space, and Rameswar providing all kind of a technical support. I think he's taking care of recording also. Dr. Viresh, you reminded me a lot many things which we did in the past, and very important thing that you said, and very surprising, when Antardhwani was there and Dr. Viresh was very part of that kind of a thing. I wanted to focus something else about the department. You will know, you will be very surprised to know, and perhaps I reveal with somebody, and I also reveal today, that it is the Honorable Vice Chancellor of that time. It is none less than Professor Dinesh Singh who told Rajesh, तुम क्या कर रहे हो इस बार अंतर्ध्वनि में? सर ये कर रहा हूँ। नहीं, तुम क्या करो ना, तुम ट्रांसजेंडर को डिमोन्स्ट्रेट करो। Can you do that? अब you suddenly 2-3 times I started working on that. अब हमारे डिपार्टमेंट और बाहर लोगों को समझ नहीं आ रहा कि क्या एकाएक इन्होंने फोकस चेंज कर दिया, क्या कर दिया। उनकी स्किल एक्टिविटी शिखर, ट्रांसजेंडर की स्किल एक्टिविटी, डॉक्टर वीरेश रिमाइंडेड मी, शिखर को उन्होंने डिमोन्स्ट्रेट किया। फिर उनका मेहंदी का प्रोग्राम, और फिर एंटायर जहाँ पर थाउजेंड्स होते थे, फॉर द फर्स्ट टाइम ए बिग एक्सपोजर बिफोर द एंटायर डिपार्टमेंट एंड कॉलेजेस, उस काइंड ऑफ ए थिंग कहा। और जिसको लेकर के जो हम लोगों ने अभी कहा कि इंक्यूबेशन सेंटर और उनको कंपोनेंट करें। और एक और जो कंपोनेंट डॉक्टर वीरेश हम लोगों ने कहा कि द थिंग इज दैट इन द न्यू एजुकेशन पॉलिसी in which it is there, and it is none less than the Prime Minister said in his speech that it is multidisciplinary. I saw it so many times that it is the Prime Minister of India who has not incorporated, but he is telling that the education policy is multidisciplinary. In the loud voice, we all should be happy, should work hard, that as a lifelong professional, we are multidisciplinary. We are not like other discipline where it starts from ancient and it is there up to modern India. ये आपकी boundary. It is we. When we start drafting the curriculum, we start with zero. हमारे पास क्या content, हमारे पास क्या boundary है, कोई बाउंड्री नहीं। इंडिया, पाकिस्तान, बांग्लादेश, नेपाल, अमेरिका, कुछ भी। We start with the zero, and that is what the multidisciplinary. You adopt the market friendly, you adopt the other vocational skill oriented, and that is what again I quote that the Prime Minister said that the purpose of the new education policy is learning, research and innovation. I remind, learning, we are a lifelong learning. We are providing the learning kind of a thing. We understand better as a lifelong learning professional what is learning. We can make the other interdisciplinary kind of issue to make understand by different pamphlet kind of a thing. What do they mean by learning? And then the research. This is why sometimes my scholars might be very happy. They might be abusing also. हर दूसरे दिन WhatsApp कर देते हैं, ये करते हैं. I wanted them to have a quality publication. I wanted to them with a quality research, not kind of a thing preparing some junk material which will be kept in the library. Because we are in the what you call a kind of a basic research, elementary research. प्राइमरी रिसर्च जहां हमारे पास वो डाटा है, थर्ड जेंडर हो, उस डाटा को लेकर के आप क्या कहते हैं, विशाल आकांक्षा कैन डू वंडर्स, लेकिन उसके लिए उनको टाइम देके थोड़ा सा आप उसको क्रिएटिव, यू डोंट थिंक सो कि भाई खाली डॉक्टर राजेश या डॉक्टर वीरेश एंड अदर्स भी, आपकी क्रिएटिविटी एज ए यंग लर्नर, एज ए, दैट इज व्हाट आवर पॉलिसी इज लिंकिंग बाय यूथ, कैसे इसको क्वालिटी एंड क्वालिटी थिंग इज फोकस। और बार बार हम कहते हैं कि 100 यूनिवर्सिटीज में 200 में क्यों नहीं आते, क्योंकि हमारा रिसर्चेज अब नहीं होता, हमारा इनोवेशन उस तरह का नहीं हो पाता। तो इन चीजों को कैसे हम लोग और फर्दर कर पाए, और एक ट्रांसजेंडर का इंक्यूबेशन सेंटर जिसकी बात मैं कह रहा था, उनको लेकर के आप, देयर कैन बी lot many the elderly is also in my mind, because they do not have the kind of a facility in the university system, because it's a center for excellence. So you will have to give the space, and for giving the space, I must remind, and I say with the loud voice, that we all have to think that school, college, university is not the property of few. It is the property of the society. We as a teacher, we as a student, we as a researcher must understand that property to be utilized by the entire society, because that is made out of the taxpayers' money, where we all pay. So we will have to be open in the light of the new education policy and give more weightage to the society and community. And this is why, as a lifelong learning professional, we have to go ahead. Yeah, Dr. Viresh. I think we have taken time.
Yeah, so now like if other scholars want to share their views, so it should be always
किसी को और कहना हो,
perspective.
देखो कि हम लोग या अच्छा, आई थिंक इट इज ऑलरेडी रामेश्वर, मतलब 1 घंटा से ज्यादा हमें ये नहीं रहता, तो हम लोग फिर आगे इस पे करेंगे। नीतीश, तुम वोट ऑफ थैंक्स कौन करेगा, कोई या आकांक्षा? नीतीश, यू आर देयर?
Yes, sir, I'm here.
अच्छा, तो
Thank you so much, sir,
नीतीश
and
तुम ही करो।
thank you so much, Dr. Viresh Sachisia, sir. It was indeed a wonderful session, and we are privileged that we got the chance to listen your voice, and it was really enlightening. But I would only say that it is a big victory for the researcher and the person who are behind the transgender emancipation and all these things, because inclusion of transgender under the policy document, it itself is a big achievement. So now we got the document, that is new education policy, but its expression is yet to come. But we are hopeful that it will definitely prove worthy and provide a platform to work for the future. Thank you so much for the joining.
I also thank Dr. Mamta Sehrawat as a guest here today. Thank you, madam. You are here, and I hope that as a lifelong professional, we try to discuss something meaningful. And I think we all, thank you, ma'am. We
Thank you
all
so
just
much, sir.
today.
और मैं बता नहीं सकती कि बहुत आपको सुन के बहुत कुछ समझा और बहुत कुछ जाना, और आपकी टीम को मैं बहुत बहुत बधाई देती हूँ। और विशाल इसका माध्यम बना जो मैं आप लोगों से रूबरू हुई, और ये जो हिस्सा है ट्रांसजेंडर का, कहीं ना कहीं मेरे कुछ था इसमें, मतलब मैं बहुत सोचती थी इस विषय में, लेकिन कुछ लोगों से इंटरेक्ट नहीं हो पाती थी, इस बारे में जानकारी नहीं ले पाती थी। अब नई पॉलिसी आई है सर, हम इसका स्वागत करते हैं। बस यही हम कामना करते हैं कि जितनी भी पॉलिसीज हैं, और ये इतना सुंदर जो कदम सरकार ने उठाया है ऐसे लोगों के लिए, और ये आप सभी को इसका वो जाता है सर श्रेय, क्योंकि आप जैसे लोग ऐसे एक कॉर्नर को, ऐसे एक समूह को के बारे में सोच पा रहे हैं, और वही जो चीजें हैं सरकार तक पहुंचती हैं, और आप बहुत बहुत बधाई के पात्र हैं। और मैं कहीं आपके साथ भविष्य में हिस्सेदारी कर पाऊंगी तो मैं आपको अपने आप को बहुत सौभाग्यशाली समझूंगी। हालांकि मेरा जो विषय है सर वो फिजिकल एजुकेशन एंड स्पोर्ट्स साइंसेज है। तो बहुत अच्छा लगा आप सभी से जुड़ के, और बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद सर। और जल्द ही मैं कोशिश करूंगी कि आपके साथ हम भी अपना एक प्रोग्राम करें इसको फोकस करते हुए इसी कंटिन्यूएशन। थैंक यू सो मच।
थैंक यू मैडम, सो नाइस ऑफ यू। मैं नीतीश को और रामेश्वर गुप्ता दोनों को भी धन्यवाद करता हूं जिन्होंने प्लेटफॉर्म क्रिएट करने में, रिकॉर्डिंग में हेल्प किया। और डॉक्टर मैं बार बार आप लोगों को अपनी तरफ से क्यों लिंक नहीं भेजता, क्योंकि मुझे लगता है कि सेम चीज आपको कहूँ, रिपीट करूँ तो पता नहीं रिसर्चर्स कहेंगे कि भाई सर ने पता नहीं मेरा समय ज्यादा ले लिया। यही सोच करके हम ये करते हैं कि लगता है कुछ नया चीज होगा तो हम करेंगे, लेकिन हम इस नोट के साथ कि जो न्यू एजुकेशन पॉलिसी है ये हमारे लाइफ लॉन्ग लर्निंग प्रोफेशंस को और आगे बढ़ाने वाला है, मल्टी डिसिप्लिनरी इंटरडिसिप्लिनरी रिसर्चेज को और ज्यादा जस्टिफाई करने वाला है। हम इस कैडर को कैसे आगे बढ़ाएं, क्या करें, और ये सब आपके सहयोग से हो सकता है। कोई इंडिविजुअल, नाइदर द गवर्नमेंट नॉर ये रहेगा, और हमें हर सबको एक कंस्ट्रक्टिव सपोर्ट रहता है टू मेकिंग ए लाइफ लॉन्ग learning profession a truly a really fruitful profession. Thank you all. Thanks a lot. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you so much.
Thank you.